Ready to dive into more trivia this week? Well, let's go. Hey gang, this is episode 185 of the Dorky, Geeky, Nerdy Trivia Podcast. I'm your host, Brian Rollins, and this week we're all about Indiana trivia. Lots of famous people from the state, along with interesting history and geography. We'll explore all that in 3 rounds of 10 questions each. If you're new to the show, welcome. You can find out more about us at dorkygeekynerdy.com. While you're there, you can drop me a note, just like listeners Ashley and Steve. Ashley and Steve are new parents that listen to the show during early hour feedings with their little bundle, Ginny. So, hey guys, and thanks for dropping me a note. If you haven't yet, be sure to say hi on the website and let me know how you listen to the show. With that said, let's get into the show. The Dorky Round. Number 1. What is the capital of Indiana? Indianapolis. Number 2. What former governor of Indiana did not evacuate the U.S. Capitol on January 6, 2021, despite the mob calling for his hanging? Mike Pence, who was, at the time, the vice president. Number 3. What actor from Indiana starred in movies like Encino Man, The Mummy, Blast from the Past, and George of the Jungle? Brendan Fraser. Number 4. From Lafayette, Indiana, who has been the lead singer of Guns N' Roses since 1985? Axl Rose. Number 5. Indiana sits in what 2 time zones? Most of the state is in the Eastern time zone, and the rest is in the Central time zone. Number 6. What automobile race began in 1911 and takes place in Speedway, Indiana? The Indy 500. Number 7. What town did Harold Hill say he was from in the show The Music Man? He even had a song about it. Gary, Indiana. Number 8. If you remember the Ohio episode, that'll help you with this one. Which of the 2 Wright brothers was born in Indiana? Wilbur Wright. He was the firstborn of the pair, but died at the age of 45. Number 9. Born in Brazil, Indiana, what union leader and mafia boss went missing in 1975 and was declared dead in 1982? Jimmy Hoffa. Number 10. Born in Henryville, Indiana, Harlan Sanders would go on to create what fast food restaurant with a different state's name? Kentucky Fried Chicken, known today as KFC. The Geeky Round. Number 1. What singer from Gary, Indiana, is the most awarded individual music artist in history? Michael Jackson. Number 2. Born in Indiana, who holds the record for longest-serving late-night talk show host in American television history? David Letterman. Between The Late Show and Late Night, he hosted over 6,000 episodes. Number 3. Who wrote the science fiction anti-war novel Slaughterhouse-Five? Kurt Vonnegut. Number 4. What school in Indiana is home to the Fighting Irish? The University of Notre Dame. Number 5. Speaking of Notre Dame, what 1993 movie takes place at the school and starred Sean Astin as the title character? Rudy. Number 6. Set in Greenleaf, Indiana, what 1997 comedy featured a 12-second kiss between Kevin Kline and Tom Selleck? In and Out. Number 7. What state borders Indiana to the south? Hint, we covered it 5 episodes ago. Kentucky. Number 8. Before he was the 16th president, who lived in Indiana from 1816 to 1830? Abraham Lincoln. Number 9. Which NBA team calls Indiana home? The Indiana Pacers. Number 10. What gunfighter born in Greens Fork, Indiana, tussled with Doc Holliday in Tombstone and is suspected of playing a part in the murder of Wyatt Earp's brother, Morgan? Johnny Ringo. The Nerdy Round. Number 1. One actor from Marion, Indiana, died in a car crash on September 30th, 1955. James Dean. Number 2. What Secretary of Transportation was born in and was mayor of South Bend, Indiana? Pete Buttigieg. Number 3. What 1986 movie starring Gene Hackman gets its title from the nickname for people from Indiana? Hoosiers. Number 4. What 1983 holiday movie is set in Homan, Indiana? A Christmas Story. Number 5. What is the second largest city in Indiana after Indianapolis? Fort Wayne, Indiana. Number 6. Which of the Great Lakes borders Indiana? Lake Michigan. Number 7. How many stars are on the Indiana state flag? "19, because it's the 19th state to be added into the Union. Number 8. What town was the Indiana state capital from 1816 to 1825? Corydon. Number 9. Prior to moving to Indianapolis in 1984, the Colts football team was in what city? Baltimore. Number 10. The first professional game of what sport was played in Fort Wayne in 1871? Baseball. And we're done with our show this week. Hopefully little Ginny's full and fast asleep. For those of you still with me, here are some bonus facts about Indiana. As I mentioned earlier, it's the 19th state, joining the Union in 1816. It's the 38th largest state by landmass, but 17th in population. The name, not surprisingly, means the land of Indians. What isn't clearly understood is the name for someone from Indiana, a Hoosier. No one could come up with an origin for that particular demonym. That's it for Indiana. Did I miss anything? Let me know at dorkygeekynerdy.com. We'll be back here next week with another show. Here's a clue to hold you over. What state is named after the second longest river in North America? You got this one, right? I think so. Come back next week to make sure, though. I also have a little bit of business. Some of you may have gotten a mess of duplicate episodes last week during the Hawaii episode. There were some technical goofs with the website, so I had to send all our traffic to the backup feed, which is hosted by Anchor. It worked, but folks got both copies of all the old episodes. Fear not, they're merely duplicates. There's nothing new in those copies. Just mark them as listened to and move on. The issues have been corrected on dorkygeekynerdy.com, but I'm keeping everything pointed at Anchor for the time being. I've been meaning to make the cutover. I just hope to have some warning and planning. Oh well. Anchor loads it faster, and it gives me much better statistics. To those of you who are confused, my apologies. To those of you that have no idea what I'm talking about, just move along. These aren't the droids you're looking for. This has been episode 185 of the Dorky, Geeky, Nerdy Trivia Podcast. The theme music has been by Jason Shaw at audionautics.com. I'm your host, Brian Rollins. You can find me at thevoicesinmyhead.com. Thanks for listening, and good night, Jenny. Let your parents get some sleep. Tis the season to be podcasting. Stay inside with a warm beverage and a hot microphone. If you're interested, Spotify can help you out. They've got a platform that lets you make one, distribute it, and earn money all in one place for free. It's called Spotify for podcasters, and here's how it works. Spotify for Podcasters lets you record and edit podcasts right from your phone or computer. So you've already got the equipment necessary to start recording today. Then you can distribute your podcast to Spotify, Apple, Google, and everywhere else podcasts are heard. Video podcasts are also available on Spotify. And when you want to take conversations with your fans to the next level, Q&A and polls are an excellent way to get them talking. With Spotify for Podcasters, you can earn money in a variety of ways, including ads and podcast subscriptions. Best of all, it's completely free. I switched Dorky, Geeky, Nerdy over to Spotify for Podcasters, and I haven't regretted it. The analytics are fantastic, and the new tools for hosting and updating the feed are way more than I could do self-hosting. Now, it's your turn. Head to podcasters.spotify.com and read all about it. Then, let me know what you're podcasting all about. Immortality isn't just about living forever. Sometimes it's about forever refusing to let things die. For his 15th birthday, David Rose wishes for things to go back to the way they were. He wants the nightmares to end, the bullies to leave, and the claustrophobic memories of his near drowning to disappear. Not to mention his surreal encounter with a mythical creature. He stands with his little sister Rachel in front of their mother's grave and pledges to seek the truth about what really happened on that terrible evening a year ago. But this quest for truth threatens to unleash a sinister plot centuries in the making. David must awaken in time to the incredible truth, to his newfound powers, and to the realization that to protect his family and survive in a world he's always known, he must come to grips with the dark secrets of a world he never knew existed. Evolved Publishing presents An Extraordinary Adventure Through Time, an epic tale of hesitant heroism and the timeless battle between good and evil, in the first book in the David Rose series of young adult fantasies. The Awakening of David Rose, written by Daryl Rothman and narrated by Brian Rollins. Available now on Audible, iTunes, Spotify, and more.